Okay, we are back. So, you guys step inside the bridal tent, and you are basically greeted with what looks like a crime scene investigation. Except it's not really, it's just a bunch of guards who are sort of looking at an empty tent and going, yeah, there's nobody in here.
Efficient.
If that's what they're actually saying, then when I walk in, I'm going, of course there's no one in here, they're missing. You need to be looking for signs of where they could have gone.
Right. Everybody who wants to take a look around, can you please roll me perception checks?
Not an investigation.
Investigation will come after the perception because you need to spot something
Okay.
first.
Oh, finally.
Oh, look at this.
Okay.
Okay, everyone who beat a 12, roll me an investigation check.
Oh, fuck.
Yay!
Yay.
I managed to beat a 12!
Oh, now
Hey!
I'm garbage!
We got a natural 20.
we just
Someone
falls
is
to the
indeed
ground.
missing.
Right,
V's just gone, someone's gone.
Oh no.
Grim. The first thing
Yes.
you notice in this thing is basically it's not a huge tent. It's quite clearly for people to sort of like very quickly get changed in. And there's like there's basically like a small dressing table has been got out, and there's like a rack with that would have clothes hung on it. And the first thing that you immediately notice is that the beautiful wedding dress that is supposed to be worn by Lysala is still hanging there on its on its hanger, basically
Yep.
on the rail. But next to it are two empty hangers, which you presume were for some other dresses. As you look around to sort of be try and work out where these other dresses could be, you see that basically there's a small end table next to it with some clothes folded on top of it, both of which look like women's casual clothing.
Okay.
So, your first deduction is these bridesmaid outfits are missing. Possibly they are worn by the people who took these clothes off.
No, yeah, that makes sense.
Vondal, you notice that there is basically on this long dresser is basically some very expensive jewelry is arrayed out. And basically, like as you go over this jewelry, sort of like there's a beautiful long necklace. There's some bracelets. There's like hair clips, hair ties, hair pins, sort of all sorts of. It looks like presumably they had plans to do these fancy hairdos with lots of clips and things, and there's lots of very similar looking things. And as you're sort of walking around, a glint on the ground catches your eye. And on the floor next to this dresser, basically it's still grass underfoot. There's no floor covering to this tent. You can see that there are two rings, and they basically look like they've been pushed into the dirt by a footprint. From a cursory evaluation, it's a fairly small footprint. You'd have to sort of get a closer look at it to know a little bit more. V, you notice the cruelest thing has happened in this room. Somebody has knocked a vase off the side of the table, and all of the flowers are just left on the floor, and somebody has trodden on the flowers.
Oh no.
Is there any sort of sense of life left in them?
Well, they're cut flowers, so they're sort of in the process of dying anyway, very very slowly. But
Aw.
if you were to pick them back up again, find some water, put them back in the vase, and weave a little bit of druidcraft magic, you could probably sustain them and make them bring back some of their health.
I will do that.
Okay. You heal the flowers and replace them in the vase.
I'm useful.
Oh god.
Arya, you spend the most time sort of looking around this scene, and the first thing you notice actually is that there's like a flapping, and like you can hear it. Like there's not very much wind, but you can hear something flapping against something else, and you sort of turn behind you, and the tent flap behind you is closed. Like Vondal closed it on his way out.
Mm-hmm.
And you basically walk towards the source of this sound, and you see that there is a torn area in the back of the tent, and it's very small. And basically, like you pull this the flap of this cut back, and immediately on a cursory examination, you can see that this isn't just a tear in the tent flap. The start of this cut has been very carefully like torn with like a knife or a dagger or something. It's a very very clean cut, but then after it reaches a certain threshold, it's actually been jaggedly torn, as if somebody forced something larger through the hole that was not supposed to go through the hole.
Okay.
As you are examining this, you notice that there is a smear of something on the tent flap. 1 second.
Okay.
How do you spell suspicious? Suspicious.
10 out of 10. Hello and welcome to an episode of Spelling with Ferrous.
Yes.
Okay.
Today's word,
Right.
suspicious.
So
It was
these
a positive
people
check.
are most certainly missing, and you've all made deductions amongst yourselves.
Poor flowers.
He's still
Yeah.
caught up in these flowers.
I like that you didn't like preserve the footprint or anything and try and identify the footprint. You just immediately tampered with the evidence and repaired the flowers.
Look.
Yeah.
God
Okay.
damn it, Helena.
I think immediately I'm going to start assigning the militia to jobs.
What do you want them to do?
I'll probably assign them pairs and send them off various places to examine anywhere between here in the tree line, between the houses, and potentially question people in the nearby area.
Okay.
But I'll stress that they should stay in pairs.
So that gives you 5 teams.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
I am going to draw everyone's attention to this cut flap.
Okay.
And be like, I found this. It looks like it was how they got them out of the tent without being noticed. Looks like it was cut with some sort of dagger, but then the upper part is torn as if someone was either struggling to get through it or something larger was pushed through.
Mm. There's also a couple of rings here that have been pressed into the ground by a footprint. So can I actually get a closer look at that footprint now as well?
Yep. Anybody who wants to take a look at the footprint now that it's been pointed out can do so.
Perception.
Yeah, give me... Well, actually, no, give me... Give me investigation for trying to work out what the footprint is. But you can roll a perception if you want to take a closer look around the footprint.
Okay.
God damn it!
Oh yeah.
V cannot investigate things. Kelariis can investigate things once they're pointed out to her. V
Yeah.
can't.
Look, this is probably
I'm
a little
very
smaller.
smart.
It's fun.
2 threes.
V just
You're
sits
like
there
2 inches.
picking the rings out of the footprint before Vondal is like, no, leave it there.
Well, if we
Oh, Helena.
Look, even when I'm trying to like not troll things, I'm just like I'm so useless. God damn it.
You're concerned about the plants. It's okay.
I'll just wait till we get into the forest.
Vondal and Grim, you come to the same conclusion that this is whoever this is, or whoever left this footprint is quite small in stature and very light in weight. It could potentially be a lightweight halfling. It could be a gnome. It could be any number of small creatures. It's presumably bipedal because they don't seem to be any more footprints, and it looks sort of like a humanoid footprint. But Kelariis and Arya, you both come to the same conclusion as you look at this footprint. It basically has 4 long and pointed-looking toes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So for starters, whoever left this footprint is barefoot. You can make me a nature check to try and identify what sort of creature would leave this footprint.
Sure. Let's try it.
Well, rip.
I have no idea.
Probably also have no idea.
Kelariis, you know something of creatures that live in the forest. You can't think of anything that would leave humanoid footprints. Arya, you're not really. You know more about the creatures of the forest, but there could be any number of things that would leave a footprint that could look like this, like kobolds, goblins, any small-sized humanoid creature could leave a similar footprint like this. The conclusion that you come to is it's probably not one of the civilized races.
Mm-hmm.
I think one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be like, right, everyone else have a look around. I'm going to get the mayor. I feel he should see this, and then I'm going to go look around for where the mayor might have got to.
Okay, yeah, he's still on the stage. Somebody has brought him a drink from somewhere nearby.
It's like, Wald, I feel you should see this.
Yeah, certainly. What have you found?
There are a couple of rings imprinted into the dirt. I was wondering if you might recognise them.
Did you pick the rings out, or have you left them there?
They should still. I haven't picked them out.
Yeah, okay.
Additionally, there's some clothing around the tent. I'm wondering if you might recognise who that belongs to as well. You can try and work out who it is who's missing.
He follows you into the tent, and you sort of point out the rings, and he's like, "Oh yes, these were my wife's." And he sort of picks them up and says, "Yes, I gave them to Lasala. I thought she'd look good in them."
Right, so it's definitely her who's missing then.
Yes, and he points to the dressing. He's like, "I left them there this morning." Lasala was she was buzzing around and fretting about things. I just thought I'd just leave the jewelry on the table and just go and sort things. And presumably that you then point him in the direction of like the dresses and the clothes.
Yeah.
Oh yes, the bridesmaids. The bridesmaids. Yes, it's Brian led us things. I don't know. I assume they were getting dressed. They were going to sort of. They've got this dance for the ceremony, you know, sort of dancing around and putting seeds and things. It's all it's tradition, you understand, but I don't think much of it.
Of course, Mr. Wald. Thank you.
But yes, he thinks it belongs to Brian Leder, who you know are the names of two of Lasala's bridesmaid and were both part of her entourage. Do you point out anything else?
Probably not. But I will also I'll probably ask him if he knows if anyone else was part of the entourage and if he's seen them around.
No, it was Lysalabrian Litter with the entourage.
Okay, so it's just those three.
Yeah.
Right. I guess I'd like to thank him and I guess move him back to the stage.
You don't think anything's happened to us?
Well, we're definitely out looking. Something may have happened. It may just be. I highly doubt they've just wandered off. Let's put it that way.
That's not good. That's not good at all. We've got a wedding to plan for, you know.
Of course, Mr. Wald, and we will get on it as quickly as possible. We will try and recover your daughter and her entourage as swiftly as possible. I will ensure to keep you updated on the situation as new information is retrieved.
Give me a perception check as you're walking back in.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Well, well, since we found like this tear in the tent, I would like to look on the other side.
Yep,
That's
sure.
See if there's like any footprints or anything like, because something must have gone through, or
Yeah,
if
give
not
me
an
a perception
object.
check.
Okay.
Okay. You sort of duck under the flap and step outside, and like as you do so, you can you basically immediately notice that they're like just beyond the perimeter of the party field is where the grass is significantly less well maintained. Like somebody's obviously been around and sort of like cut this grass and made sure it's as grown up as possible, and then it reaches the fence, and then on the other side of the fence it's sort of a little bit overgrown, and there are little spotty patches and muddy bits. And basically, you can immediately see, like in slightly in the distance, it looks like there's a muddy patch where basically you can see there's another one of these four-toed pointy footprints, as well as what looks like possibly where something has been dragged across the ground.
Mm.
Well, I point this out to the others, and I guess we should move towards follow the trail.
Yeah.
Yeah. You follow the scant footprints, and you like now that you've noticed that something's been dragged, it's quite clear that sort of like the ground is rucked up, and there are like parts of the grass that are flattened in a particular direction, and there's like mud smeared across stuff, basically. So it looks like what whoever is responsible for these people going missing. There's certainly.
Yeah, wasn't there a smear of something? Did Luka check that out? Or the Arya did?
Mhm. Yeah, it looked like blood.
Oh, was it blood?
It looked like blood.
Oh, okay.
I assume it's blood.
Do you say that to the rest of the party?
Yeah.
Okay. Grim and Vondal in particular, you are suddenly alerted to the fact that Arya says there's a smear on the back of this tent that looks like blood.
Yeah, that's not exactly comforting. But at least we have a direction to go in.
Is there a lot of like kind of, I guess, undergrowth around the tree line, like lots of bushes or anything like that?
Not so much leading up to the tree line. The grass is quite long, so it like basically on you, it's sort of like just about thigh high, not thigh high, like calf high.
Yeah.
To the rest of the party, it's not that long. But it's long grass which leads into scrubby bushes and loose trees, which very quickly becomes thicker trees.
Yeah. I was going to say, is there any signs, like, where something's clearly been dragged? I was wondering if it, like, kind of led in a particular way.
It almost certainly leads into the forest, and basically a brief glance, like sort of into the forest, there is basically what like a woodsman's trail that is out in the forest that you can see from where you're standing.
Is there any of the footprints in said trail?
You'd have to go deeper into the forest to see it. Like you can see the trail. It's like basically there's the scrubby bush extends for like maybe 10-15 feet before it hits the woodsman's trail, because the woodsman's trail basically if I can, I'll draw the route. The woodsman's trail basically sort of like runs along, like around, and it runs like a distance into the tree line, and it skirts the edge of the tree line. And it basically allows a woodsman to sort of walk the perimeter of the forest whilst still being under the tree cover.
Okay. Oh. Can I have a look and see if the bushes have been, like, kind of parted or in any way, as if something's been... I guess as if something has been dragged through it, or if people have been hiding there.
Yeah, roll me nature or perception.
Ooh.
Nice.
We're very perceptive today.
We are, for once.
Yeah, it's almost immediately obvious to you. Something like fairly weighty has been dragged through the bushes. And as you rustle, like sort of like you're rummaging through the bushes, you basically find what looks like half-eaten fruit.
Let's go take a closer look at said fruit.
Yes.
Trying to determine what might have eaten said fruit.
Roll me an investigation to see if you can actually deduce anything from it. Yep. It looks like it's basically like it's like a I want to say like an apple, but it's much it's more like a crab apple sized fruit with like fairly soft flesh, and it's got like the way it's been eaten, it's sort of it's got like tear marks of something that has fairly sharp teeth, but it's quite clearly been it's not been like pushed by a grazing animal. It's been held.
Yeah.
And the fruit absolutely stinks. You would not want to eat it because it basically smells like rotten flesh.
Hmm.
So something quite possibly sat in this bush whilst eating this foul-smelling fruit.
I guess upon sniffing it, I kind of like reel back and be like, yeah, something's definitely been hiding here somewhere. It's almost as if they were waiting for the right moment.
I assume we're also all there.
Yeah, you're all around.
Yes, I would say we should probably, like, you two know the forest like fairly well, like Fia and Arya. Perhaps you know what it is.
Can I look at it?
You can nature check it.
Luka's nature checks are actually quite bad.
Yep.
Yeah, surprisingly bad.
But I'm more garbage!
Speaking of which, yeah,
I
do worse.
I'm bad,
Well-
but you're awful.
wait. Do I have the highest nature?
Yeah,
I have a
it's an
negative
intelligence
one.
check.
It's an intelligence
Yeah.
check, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh well.
Well,
Don't you guys have some sort of bonus on...
I don't know.
no, neither do I.
No? Okay, I guess not.
Guess we're just real dumb.
You know what the fruit is. It grows from basically a plant that's called barmet. It's basically like it's a a perfectly edible fruit. It just smells disgusting and tastes disgusting, and most creatures of the forest don't eat it because it's absolutely revolting. But there are certain breeds of grazing animal that do eat it. You don't know of any like intelligent race that eats it. Like it's
So
bizarre
either-
to you that a intelligent creature with opposable thumbs would eat something this revolting.
Yeah.
So either we're dealing with someone with rather special rituals and taste, or perhaps, well, since there were only 4 toes, it does seem more likely it's of a different nature than, as well, most halflings and gnomes and whatever all have like 5.
Yeah, most like the only creature I think that has has 4 toes is a dragonborn, and they
They
I
aren't
think they
small.
have larger
and light.
feet.
yeah,
Just a little bit larger, you know?
it would
Yeah.
be it like even a dragonborn child would make a larger footprint than that.
Wow, that's small footprint.
It's like a mini Dragon Ball.
A miniature dragonborn.
Also, most dragonborn don't tend to walk around completely barefoot.
We're more civilized than that.
Of course
Are
you
you
are.
saying something about being barefoot?
Well,
Mm,
Would someone know where we could find these plants, or like where they grow? Because perhaps they could like, or can we find some more tracks to continue to follow? Since he must have continued on somewhere.
Well, you haven't actually investigated the woodsman path that you can see yet.
Oh, okay.
Basically, you just need to walk slightly further into the forest to do that. Basically, like as you guys are having this discussion about the fruit, 2 of your guardsmen walk over Vondal and basically say, "Can't find anything."
useless.
Where did you check?
They sort of indicate like up and down behind the party field, which
Right.
means they basically didn't see the footprints that you guys saw.
Okay.
uh,
Did you see where everyone else has gone?
The other guardsmen.
Yeah.
Yeah, they sort of indicate up towards the mayor's residence and back into town and around the back of the houses.
Right. Okay.
So, all significant distances away from where you've actually found these tracks.
Fair enough.
Well,
would
may
say-
I suggest you send your men to patrol? Because if there's something out there snatching people, it might be nice to have some guards, like having a chance to spot them
Oh yeah,
if
definitely.
they come back.
That's a sound tactical move.
Right. I'm
Since
gonna
they're not
say-
going to find anything.
I'm gonna
I
say you
believe.
2 kind of watch the tree line. Just patrol along the tree line. Don't stray too far from the village. Just watch for anything within the tree line. But again, stick together. And I guess once they're off, I'm gonna go further into the woods and look at these tracks.
But sir, if you're going into the woods, who do we report to?
Report to Cora.
Okay.
Should probably give them some instructions, or like for Cora, so she knows what's going on.
Tell you what, I will stay around the village, coordinate the search here. You guys have a look in there. The tracks clearly lead off there somewhere. And I kind of like indicate the woodsman's tracks.
Well, okay, I guess it could work.
And I guess I will
Although, yeah,
see.
no, that's fine.
Because then they have someone to at least report to and such.
Oh, you could just tell them to give.
I mean, yeah,
orders
you
to-
could literally go find Cora, say, I need you to set up a base of operations here because I'm telling everybody to patrol the tree line.
Yeah. I'll probably go find Cora then and request they go and investigate this track.
Okay, yeah. You guys can investigate whilst he does that.
Yeah, and we'll leave behind
Alright.
some marks so we're easier to find in case you miss something. So we don't.
Yeah.
Roger that.
Okay, so I guess we investigate the path.
Basically, as you you sort of make your way through the undergrowth, trying to follow these tracks as closely as possible. Basically, as soon as you reach the woodsman's track, it's fairly obvious. Sort of like the woodsman's track sort of runs into like it runs a little basically like a beaten trail through the forest underbrush. And it immediately you can see that there have been once again heavy things dragged through this across this trail, and there's footprints of this four-toed whatever it is. Roll me a perception check, those who are looking.
Nope.
Nope.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay. It makes sense that only Arya sees this.
Haha.
Oh, good.
I'm just retiring. Fuck this.
V is just completely useless.
V is literally just like, hey, everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Kill me.
You're just looking at the butterflies.
Yeah, you're trying to be serious. You just get distracted by the wildlife.
Oh, my rolls aren't much better.
As you
One
are
day I'll be useless.
as you are distracted by this wildlife, you pull on Grim's collar and you're like, look.
Oh,
Yes, I see. But we should really focus on that. On the trail right now, V, if you don't mind.
but you rolled a 0, so you're clearly still distracted by me.
Yeah. You're like saying that,
I'm
but you're
just
still
trying.
like,
I'm trying to get out.
you're saying that, but you're still just staring at the butterfly, like, ooh.
It is quite mesmerizing.
It's got like swirls on it, so it looks like hypnotizing.
Oh my god.
Right.
Alright, it looks like there are tracks. It looks like they've been using this trail for a while because there's several tracks that go back and forth across here.
Interesting.
Can I tell what made the tracks?
You can try and get a like. Yeah, roll me a
Alright,
nature
but-
check and see.
Oh, fuck. Yep.
Again, you're not sure of what sort of creature has made these tracks, but it's certainly the same footprint, and your assessment that they've made multiple trips, and there's probably more than one of them, because the prints vary in depth and size in ways that basically can't be accounted for by just sort of wear and tear. It's obviously different creatures. Just looking to see if you have any ability
Nope.
that.
I have no ability.
Yes, you do. Whilst tracking other creatures, you also learn their exact number, their sizes, and how long ago they passed through the area.
Oh.
So actually, you know that the freshest tracks indicate that basically there are 3 of whatever this creature is. They are small creatures, and they can't have gone through here more than an hour ago.
Okay. Tell that to everybody. Blah blah.
That's
What
quite
direction
recent,
go?
actually.
Yeah.
So I
So
guess
it looks like we're on the right track. Quite literally.
Wow.
Literally, yeah.
perhaps if we speed up a bit, we can catch up even. Because I can't imagine such little creatures have an easy time dragging someone or lifting someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
Alright, guys, we're gonna frickin' sprint.
Oh god.
We're just gonna go.
I don't think sprint is a good idea, but just
Whilst you guys
Definitely.
are looking around and assessing these tracks, Vondal, you find Cora fairly easily. She's literally just up by the church, sort of asking. There's basically she's not really a priest, but she's a holy person. The
Highest.
the religious administrator for the Yondalan services and stuff that you have in the town is sort of Cora's like asking her questions, and she just seems to be sort of like shaking her head apologetically.
Yeah.
But you basically find Cora like literally within like a minute of you walking away from these guys.
Yeah.
And you can relay as much information as you want and sort of explain to her what you want to happen, and she can do it.
Yeah. So I'm just going to say, Cora, can I speak to you for a minute?
What's up,
I'm
boss?
going to lead her to the tent
Uh-huh.
before filling her in basically on everything we found.
Yep.
And I'm going to say, I need you to essentially cordon off the area, find someone to stop civilians coming in with you, and make sure everyone knows to report back to you here.
Okay.
If they find anything of interest.
Yeah, she with these developments, she seems concerned, but she seems significantly happier to have a strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's much more comfortable now that she knows what she's supposed to be doing.
Yeah. So I'm going to say to her, you need to, coordinate the militia, make sure you keep civilians out, make sure they're constantly looking around, asking questions, anything. I'm going to be heading into the forest on our lead. The rest of these, some of the adventurers we've seen wandering through the town in the last couple of days have gone further in to investigate.
Huh?
I plan to accompany them. So I
Right.
need you to hold things down here.
Okay. Take care of
Then I'll-
yourself.
Will do. You too, Cora. And I'm going to move off to try and follow them.
Yeah, you basically catch up with them as soon as Arya sort of finishes explaining her spiel about there's quite a lot of them and they're going in. They've been gone about an hour, and you could probably catch up with them if you were to hurry.
Excellent.
Right. Off you disappear into the forest.
Follow the yellow brick road.
I don't think it's a yellow brick road. I think it's a
It is
beaten
not.
woodland track.
It's yeah. It basically.
Ooh.
You basically you follow this woodsman's track for a good few feet. Good few feet. Good few. Good few
Just a couple
minutes.
feet.
Rather. Yeah, you follow the woodsman's track for a good few minutes, and it veers off back into the forest, and it becomes this fairly deep path that is sort of covered over by the boughs of the trees. And it basically goes deeper into the forest, and like every couple of feet or so, you find more footprints. More drag marks, more kicked up stones.
Could I have my hammer out at this point? Because I'm starting to get a bit nervous by all the
Yeah,
trees.
you basically, presumably you all grabbed your gear before anything happened.
Oh yeah.
So you are all geared up to the nines as you should be.
Woohoo, I have my stick.
Woo!
And you basically set off into this forest.
I love how everyone has like cool weapons and I have a stick.
But
Look
it's
at the stick.
but it's a cool stick.
It is a cool stick.
True.
Look, if you ever forget it, you just go out in the forest and find a new one.
Wow.
As you guys are traveling, roll me perception checks.
God. Okay. It could have been worse.
At least you're not like Grim.
Yeah. Is that the first time you've reached double digits?
No, it's been the third.
Right. Kelariis and Vondal, as you are travelling off, as basically there's what looks like a spot where they've whoever it is that's dragging this thing has come into like a little bit of difficulty. Like there's heel sort of drag marks, and they've had to sort of lift whatever it is that they're carrying up over this. Like basically, it's like a protruding root. And underneath the protruding root, you find what is basically like a bead bracelet. That was presumably carried by one of the wedding party.
Wait, does Luka have basically like an 18 now, because she's in a forest, or?
Let me... because with the UA it's changed.
Oh, yeah.
Natural Explorer. You ignore difficult terrain, have advantage on initiative rolls, and no, you no longer gain advantage when doing activities. But you basically, when you travel for an hour, you cannot be surprised, or you are alert. You are always alert to danger. Find food more often. You can track stuff, and you basically get advantage whilst in wild terrain, basically.
Okay.
You basically find a bracelet that leads you to believe you're on the right track.
All I can think actually with this music is that we're in some sort of video game now.
I mean, you basically are. It's a role-playing game without the video elements.
Hooray!
Yeah.
Nice, good choice.
Yes.
Good job.
You.
Could I scoop this up and put it in, have a little closer look for it, and then just keep it on my person, ready to give it back?
Yes.
When we find them.
Yeah, you stash it away in a pocket. One thing, Arya, you do notice as you are exploring, you have not seen another sign of blood of any sort for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So you basically, whoever left that blood smear on the thing was obviously not bleeding heavily or in any immediate danger.
Mm-hmm. So it was just like either a small cut or
from the way it was smeared, it looked like whoever it was injured and basically in the process of leaving the tent, wiped it off on the side of the tent.
Mm-hmm. Got you.
But you travel for a short distance until it actually becomes the tree cover overhead basically becomes quite thick quite quickly, and the because of the denseness of the forest, it's actually quite difficult to see what's around you. And your ranger senses are sort of kick in, and you're sort of aware that
My ranger senses are tingling.
Yeah. You're aware that walking through this little gully, if anything were standing in the trees either side of you, you would be hard pressed to notice them, and it would be a perfect opportunity for an ambush.
Hmm. This music right now. Sorry.
I know, right? So happy.
Right. I'm gonna motion for like everyone to stop. Hold up. Wait a minute.
What's going on?
Wow.
So, this this gully, you said?
Yeah, it's like a little track that is naturally occurring where there's a dip in the...
Yeah. So this little area right here, if there was going to be an ambush, this is where I would set it up. So we need to be really cautious about how we go through this area.
I've been through worse ambushes than you can imagine. I assure you.
Well,
I'm ready for this.
I'd rather not have people die. So
It's not a sound tactical decision to walk straight into an ambush.
No.
Yeah.
That's a bad decision.
Is there any way that we could go up around the sides?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. If like a couple of us could go up on the sides and see if there's anyone there and take
Yeah,
care of them.
you could quite easily travel either all up on one side, or some up on the sides and some in the middle, or just on the sides.
I think it'd be better if we like split into 2 parties and took a side each, just in case.
Yep.
Very well.
So
how do you propose we split?
I think probably me and Grim and V should take the right side. And then if you and Vondal will take the other side. Wait, did I say Vondal? No. Okay, good, yeah.
Will you be alright? Will you be alright to over there on your own if things go pear-shaped?
Don't worry about me. I can handle it.
Wow.
What about V?
So yeah.
I'll stick with you guys. And also,
Yeah.
this is my home.
Yeah.
Look,
I'm
caution
just
is not V's greatest.
Yeah.
I know,
I'm
that's
gonna-
why I'm keeping you with me. 'cause then I can
Also,
do
that's a very broad assessment. You've lived in this forest, but you've never been this far south.
it.
Well, it's still a forest though. Like I feel little bit more home than the village.
Yeah, it looks a lot less foggy and intimidating to you.
To me, this couldn't get scarier.
Yeah.
I'm in an elven wood as a dwarf.
It's
This
not
is terrifying.
elvish.
Oh,
it elvish?
it's not an elven wood. Well,
It's
the
just a wood.
As far as I'm
Aravandar is the natural home of the elves, but this is not well cultivated elven forest. This is not maintained. It's like it's edge territory, home to monsters and all sorts of nasties that the Wild Hunt have driven out of elven land.
I guess all I'm gonna say then is don't get too hurt then.
Mm.
Your confidence rings reassurance to the others.
I'm just
Right.
like, sure.
And I turn especially to V, and I put my hand on her shoulder, and I'm like, alright, this is gonna be dangerous, so I need you to stay quiet and down.
Okay.
Please. Alright.
So presumably you guys want to walk up along the sides of this slowly and quietly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roll,
We're supposed to really.
roll me stealth checks with +4 bonus.
I'm gonna need that +4 because fuck no.
For everyone.
Oh no, JK!
Oh, damn.
Everyone gets a +4.
Okay.
Hooray!
Oh god.
Oh, thank Jesus.
Oh,
Nice.
well, I got a natural 20, but disadvantage, so no.
Literally everyone did better than I did.
Yeah,
Fuck.
did all right.
Look, you told me to stay down. I'm staying down.
Well, you're on a +4, so you
That's
still
true.
got 11.
Still.
Yeah.
God.
It's the lowest, but you got 11.
I mean, I essentially rolled a 2.
Well,
I had +5 to skill.
Oh my god, you're gonna
Yeah,
roll.
but
you
I rolled
don't
a natural
even know
20 and
what
don't get to
you don't
exploit
even
it.
know what you're hiding from, or even if anything is looking for you yet.
Still.
It could be worse. You could have rolled a natural 20 and not be able to use it because disadvantage,
That is true.
which is what I've done.
Oh yes, true. Yeah, everyone who is wearing heavy armor is at disadvantage for this.
But even with the disadvantage, we're all.
Oh, no,
Jayla rolled really well for that one.
Helena swan dives into the bushes again.
Yeah. Turns out V is actually really good at stealth. At the stealth swan dive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really hard to see a half dryad in a forest.
Yeah, that makes
This
sense.
is why no one knows where we live.
Is it-
Unless they're talking to animals, apparently.
It's not racist if I say can't see the wood for the trees.
Oh.
Wow.
Well.
Alright, God.
Right. You guys can take this slow and steady stealth pace through like the raised forest either side of this path.
It's gonna be like no one fucking there.
until eventually you come
Oh.
across. Basically, up ahead, you can see some figures in the road. Roll me perception checks, everybody.
Hooray.
Yes! Yes!
Oh my
I finally rolled a
god.
good perception check, which I have +3 for.
I'm sorry,
Nice.
Arya V have like swapped roles.
Yep. Arya's or V's.
All Arya's good roles have been traded in for V's terrible ones.
What's up?
Also, hang on a second
Sorry.
while I oh jeez, while I turn my light on. It's getting too dark.
Yeah. Well, I need to very quickly set something up.
I'm so happy I rolled well.
I'm happy you rolled well as well. Basically, what you guys see in front of is basically on the path ahead of you. You can see 4 small figures. One of whom is basically lying in the middle of the road.
Right, I'm back.
Yeah, basically you see 4 figures, one of whom is lying in the middle of the road. The one who is lying in the middle of the road is quite clearly a halfling, and she appears to basically not be moving. You
Good.
can basically assume that she's unconscious. She's lying face down, basically in the road, and she's wearing what you assume was once a very sort of pretty bridesmaid's dress, which is now slightly torn and covered in mud and sticks and leaves and things, as she's quite clearly been dragged through the forest.
V probably thinks it's even prettier now.
V's got a fairly good eye for aesthetics. It doesn't improve the dress. It just makes it look like it's covered in mud and twigs.
More flowers would help it, but not dirt.
More flowers.
Damn it.
Oh.
And basically surrounding this woman is three very ugly looking, squat, greenish figures, which you guys can identify, now that you can actually see them, as goblins.
Mm.
The
These
classic
are the
enemy.
lesbian goblins we were promised.
I know.
They are,
it's
they
like-
are unfortunately
Love
not the lesbian
triangle.
goblin love triangle.
Dang.
Dang.
And they're not okay, so they're not gonna eat her, that's fine.
Well, they're still cannibalistic.
They're still cannibalistic, it's just not the love triangle. That's handy.
I feel like you missed the joke there. I feel like you made an innuendo and
Right.
anyway.
You guys may position yourselves. I need to make these lines a little bit. You guys may position yourselves anywhere within, basically within 30 feet of the goblin. They have not detected you.
Okay, me and Kelariis were on the left side,
Yeah, we were
right?
on the right side, so.
I can
over
actually, I
here.
can even move these guys further up the path to give you positioning. And for purposes of gameplay navigation, anything within these 2 lines counts as not being in difficult terrain. Anything on the other anything up on the raised sides counts as being difficult terrain, and these the path is basically raised 2 feet off the ground, so you can move across it, but it will consume some of your movement to move across it unless you make an athletics check, in which case you can move as if it isn't there.
Wait, so how close can we be?
Basically,
30
you need let me just draw a line
Have to
real quick.
be within 30 feet, he said.
Yeah.
You have to be within 30 feet of them, behind that line,
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair.
Behind which line?
behind the
we
red
can-
line.
we
Oh,
can
sorry.
get- we can
Yeah,
get
there you
close-
go.
we
I can see it.
Oh,
Okay, behind
Yeah.
them.
kidding.
Behind the red line.
This way? Or
Like,
this way?
right here.
The side you are on now, Kelariis.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I'll hang back here.
Good plan.
Wait, is that within 30 feet? Probably not. No, it is.
You can be
fine.
more than 30 feet away,
Okay.
but the minimum distance you can be from any of them is 30 feet.
I'll be here. That's fine.
Wait, minimum distance.
So, just kidding.
Yeah, the minimum distance you can be is 30 feet from any of them.
Okay, so we have to get back actually.
Yeah. Where is
Let's see what's 30.
God damn it.
Yeah, I'll hold the 30 feet, like, basically out from the goblin. 30 feet is basically, like, here.
here?
So many rulers happening right now.
The red line is
So
mine.
many.
In fact, I'll just move the red line to where you can stand.
Good plan.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh god, that's really far back.
Oh, sorry, it's
Wait, so we
a
have-
little bit closer than that. It's
Yeah, it's like
I should be.
right, there we go.
Just kidding.
Positioning.
Wow. Also, I can see everyone's health bars.
yes,
Yeah, I
I've
can
changed
as
it so
well.
that you can see all of your teammates' health bars.
Okay, good.
Good to know.
We can't see their health bars.
Cool, yeah.
No, you
but that
cannot.
makes sense.
I'm not using the app to keep track of their health bars. I'm using a piece of paper.
Oh, okay.
Fair enough.
I need to actually check how much HP they do have. Yeah.
Right.
And they are basically, from what you can tell, they seem to be arguing with each other. Yeah, basically they're arguing with each other in a tongue that none of you understand.
Rip.
Yeah.
Well,
They're probably talking goblin.
Probably.
What do you guys
Probably.
want to do?
Well, I would recommend that we don't let them make a decision.
yeah.
I suggest we interrupt their argument. with
Do we
some-
want to keep one of them? Do we want to keep one of them alive and see if we can question them?
I mean, we can try.
We can definitely try.
Because I feel like they might have valuable information.
Potentially. But that means one person has to try and grapple them.
Yeah.
I mean,
Can we even communicate with them? That's
Oh, we
No,
can
none of us
try.
know their languages.
Roll me a nature check.
God damn it.
No.
Yep.
Oh wow.
Grim, you know from the things that you've studied on the various monster races of the world, you know that goblins have a very, very simplistic grasp on common. So they can you can have a simple conversation with them as long as the conversation does not involve advanced concepts. Like you're not going to have a philosophical debate with them, but you can say, "Where's your base?" and they understand you.
all right then.
All your base don't belong to us.
Yeah.
that's good to know.
Take me to your leader.
So
Yeah.
keep them alive and question.
Yes, as I said before, if you guys are moving like up here on this this high ground, you will be moving as if you are in difficult terrain, which of course does not affect you, Arya. You can move through it. And basically what that means is you guys get 1/2 of your regular movement whilst you're moving on the high ground.
Okay.
I've had a crazy thought.
Yeah.
What if some of it? What if one or two of us, supposedly being Kelariis, make a distraction for them to lure them down here, and then you guys can try and ambush them?
I'm not sure if a distraction would scare them away or
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point.
since
Is if
they
they'll
don't
run.
seem like warriors.
I mean, we
No.
do currently have. the advantage of them
Having
being
said
here.
that, these guys are armored and carrying weapons. They're not.
Okay.
Goblins have a reputation for being cowardly, but that's not necessarily true. When there is, alone one of them might be cowardly, but in a group they are quite savage and shouldn't be underestimated.
They are all grouped up, and I have sleep.
Oh,
Just saying.
That's a
good
good
Just
point.
saying.
And
That's a good point. Also, the halfling is already asleep.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so it wouldn't
Well, she's
matter.
unconscious. There's a difference.
Well, whatever.
I mean,
although you don't know
Forced
that.
sleep.
it's
Yeah.
okay. I mean,
It doesn't feel like he would do anything bad to her currently, so...
But I feel like if we put them to sleep, how long are they asleep for?
Until
Until
somebody
we hit
uses their
them.
action to wake them.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
until we hit
So,
them.
I mean,
Well, I guess we could put them to sleep, kill 2 of them,
yeah.
And just
and
grab
then
the
leave
third.
the third.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Where's your base?
Alright, works for me.
Yeah.
Who
Do
wants
any
to
of
do
the others
shouting?
actually know? Do any of the others actually here that know that I am a sorcerer, or are they just like?
Oh, that's
some
true.
man-child?
I mean, you'll have to communicate that to people that you haven't communicated it to, and you've got to try and find a way to have this conversation. I mean, you are 20 feet away from each other. If you want to talk
Well-
quietly.
We're not an initiative. I can talk to Arya and Grim, and I can message Kelariis and be like, "Not afraid. This is V."
No.
Man, that would freak me the shit out.
Yeah, you're just gonna freak us out by telepathically communicating with us over a
can only
beaten woodland track.
Communicate with one, but you
How
can
about
talk to each other.
how about
Yeah.
you just do it?
Okay,
Well,
I'll
to be,
just-
to be fair, it would sound to you like Vi is whispering right next to you. It wouldn't become weird until you sort of turn around and go, Vi isn't here, who's talking to me, and then realise that
Yeah.
you were the only person that could hear them. It wouldn't immediately
Also-
spook you.
like if you look at me like across the thing, you can probably see me pointing at you because that's kind of
Yeah,
what you have
you're
to do to use
pointing, your
message.
mouth is moving, but they're hearing you as if they're right next to you.
Okay, so they would assume that
That's not too bad,
they're
though.
using some sort of
You
spell
could
to
make the
communicate with
deduction.
it. Yeah.
Okay. So I message. Actually, I'll message Vondal because he's a little closer. So
Slightly.
slightly, whatever. You're the first person I see, basically,
Fair enough.
and I'll be just like, hey, I can try to put them all to sleep. Is that okay with you?
Can I just do like a little thumbs up?
You can
Across
message me
the board.
back, by the way. You can whisper to
Yeah,
me
you-
back. It's part of
Oh,
message.
can I? Oh, right,
You
cool.
you probably need to explain that to him unless he wants to make an Arcana check to work that out.
No, just explain it to him.
Just thumbs up.
No, I'd probably just do a thumbs up.
And I'll be like, okay, tell Kelariis
I'll
I'm
cross
going
that.
to sleep them.
Right, and then I will convey that information to Kelariis.
Alright.
I also turn to Arya and Grim and I'm just like, I'm going to use my magic to sleep them.
Good job, goblins.
Hooray!
They didn't hear me at all, did they?
The goblin?
Well, the goblins rolled to see if they overheard the whispering. However, they are bickering so loudly, and one of them appears to be waving a sword at the other one, and the other one is just like, "Don't wave that sword at me." Except he obviously you don't understand that he's saying that, but he looks like he's saying, "Don't wave that sword at me."
Just like slaps the
kinda
sword
want to
away.
see- I kind of,
Yeah.
I'm now half tempted to wait and see if they just kill each other.
They won't.
No.
They're
Well,
cannibalistic.
We can't
They might
risk
be hungry.
harming. We can't risk harming.
No, we can't.
What's her name?
I don't even
What's
know.
her name?
You don't know her name.
Lasala.
Well, we don't
Oh,
know
wait,
who
It's
Isn't
not.
it
It's not
Lasala?
Nisala. It's one of the bridesmaids.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
not the
it's not
bride
bride.
herself.
Bree or Lida. You don't know who. You've never met them.
Okay, well. It's a range of it's a radius of 20, so I guess I'll just like put it like at smack dab at the middle. Here we go.
Oh,
Oh.
damn.
Okay.
Nice.
21.
21. You've won this game of blackjack. Congratulations.
I just pick up-
Interesting trivia. That is just enough hit points to sleep all of them.
Yeah!
Hey! Boom.
You did it!
Very
I'm so
nice.
proud.
Yeah, basically you see these goblins arguing with each other, and you cast this spell, and one of the goblins pauses in the middle of his sentence, sort of almost turns around as if he heard you casting the spell. But in fact, he probably did hear you saying the words of the spell. He turns to you, and all of a sudden his eyelids look very heavy. At which point he hits the ground, promptly followed by his two comrades.
I just give like a thumbs up to the other side. To Vondal and Kelariis.
I give you a thumbs up back because I'm proud of you.
Yay!
I'm going to nod respectfully. Like,
Yes, I'm gonna
not
nod
bad.
to you.
Just a nod, like, not bad. Not bad.
And I jump out and I'm just
Adam.
like, cool, the way's free. Meow.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Wow. Excellent. Right. I
Alright.
guess I'm moving in.
Yeah, let's.
Well, I guess we can just walk up.
So,
Yeah.
Okay.
right. I'm gonna smack this one in the face.
Grim just like hopped on top of Kelariis, which is weird.
You're going to attack at a sleeping goblin.
Yeah, I'm gonna cave in his skull.
I'm not sure that's your alignment.
Probably not. No.
I think we should tie them, or at least tie them all up or something.
But like, aren't
have
goblins
one?
like super evil and like cannibalistic, and like we don't like goblins like in general?
Well, whilst they are universally considered to basically be nothing more than vermin, Vondal is sort of like, he's not supposed to harm things that are not immediately attacking him back. That does not preclude Kelariis or Arya, who are chaotic good, from just killing them whilst they sleep. It wouldn't be... It would be almost bad manners to do it.
Dishonorable. In fact, actually, yeah, that's the point. I'm going to wake up.
Don't wake it up!
I'm gonna wake up the bridesmaid. Let me finish my fucking sentence. Jeez. I'm waking up the bridesmaid.
We just no. Let's tie these up first
All right, sure.
because that makes sense.
I'll go try to tie
Well,
that then, I guess.
let's do some rope tying.
Everybody learn
You
the
tie up
knots.
these hapless sleeping goblins.
Okay.
Excellent.
Now you can wake her up.
Right, I'm gonna wake the bridesmaid.
Make me a medicine check.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes.
Nice.
Oh man.
Very nice.
You basically like you shake her and she doesn't wake immediately, and you sort of check her and she looks like she's probably taken like a blow to the back of the head, but you sort of like you get some water out of your sort of water skin and you sort of like wash her face with it and try and wake her up, and she does eventually come to.
When she doesn't go, you okay?
And yeah, basically she sort of wakes up, suddenly looks around her, looks really sort of distressed, groans because obviously the back of her head really, really hurts. But then she sort of like her eyes focus on you, and she sort of half recognizes you.
Yeah.
What did you say to her? Sorry.
Are you okay?
Yes,
Yes.
I think so. Oh, my head really hurts. I don't.
Do you know what happened?
We were in the tent, and I heard what sounded like a ripping sound, and then Lyda screamed, and all of a sudden, like, all I remember is this green thing running at me, and then just my head hurt.
I point down at one of the goblins. This green thing?
She looks at the unconscious goblin and is immediately visibly taken aback and sort of afraid, but then as soon as she realizes that it's tied up and unconscious, she's like, yeah, that thing.
Right.
This screen thing.
This green thing?
I was thinking, were you in the tent together with the other bridesmaid and bride, or
Yes.
was it just you? Okay.
They were
Just
all
making
together.
sure.
We were putting on our dresses and going to rehearse the dance. That's all I remember.
I'm sorry about your dress. It's all ripped up now.
She looks like she's still sort of like half in a state of shock, and she's sort of like, oh, but she doesn't really seem to sort of.
Can I like examine her for wounds? I guess. Make sure she's not too beaten up.
She's got like some scratches where the goblins have obviously sort of like just dragged her through the bushes.
Does it look like the smear of blood could have come from her?
Medicine check?
Oh, I didn't do as well that time.
Critical fail.
Vondal, you're sort of like you've got like the water from your water skin. You're sort of like dabbing off the dirt and stuff on her wounds, and but you examine her, but none of her scratches seem to be bleeding in any way that would leave a mark. And they're like you know when you like scratch yourself on a branch or something, and it leaves like a big red mark. They're mostly just big red marks.
Well, obviously she's like still kind of like in shock about the whole situation.
Yeah,
because it is kind of
she's
overwhelming.
very
so
like,
perhaps
Well,
we should
how
continue
viable
with the
is this?
goblins.
Out of character, how viable would, like, we probably can't take, we probably can't just leave her to go back on her own, but it's also dangerous for one of us to take her back. But equally dangerous to take her with us to find the others.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, how far?
you
is
have
that?
no idea where the others are.
That's also a good point.
Yeah, we're going to try and discover if these goblins know anything about it.
Well, are you guys likely to be sticking around to question them for a while?
Yeah, I'd say it'd take a little while.
Oh,
How far have we been? How long have we been kind of walking to get here?
They had like an hour's head start on you, so probably like 45 minutes.
Okay.
Oh, dear.
I was wondering how viable it is for me to just to escort her back. While
you
you
have
guys
Arya
kind of
go?
question her.
He's a bit quicker.
yeah, we still need to
It
bring
would
along
still
the right
take you.
way.
It would still take Arya 45 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's fair.
because we're limited by the halfling speed, which is the same as mine, because small creature. We've only got little legs.
Small legs.
Like, Arya herself is faster, but she'd still be limited by
There's
halfling speed.
no telling what would happen to the others in 45 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. And then the 45 minutes it'd take me to walk back again.
Yes, true. It would take you an hour and a half.
I think what we could do is we could quickly check if there are any tracks that like continue on from here, as if there's more. Although I think we would have seen some then by now, but
You
we
haven't
might as well
looked.
check.
Yeah, I was like, we haven't looked
You
yet.
stopped as soon as you found the goblins.
Yeah. No, I mean more like because then we would probably have seen more tracks along the way. But we will just check if we find some. I guess I'll go looking and suggest we have a look.
Yeah, you can look for tracks. Roll me a perception.
While he's doing that, could I also try and like move her to the edge of the path so that she can sit up a bit easier?
Oh my
Yeah, you can
God.
easily do that.
Yeah. I'd like
But I
to,
mean,
like, move her
you
to
can't
the edge.
find any further tracks from this point.
Can I also look?
Yes.
Okay, smell better.
Arya, you can't tell if there's any tracks leading any further either.
Fuck's sake.
I'm gonna try and look because
Why are we the worst?
Yeah, me too.
it's perception, right? Oh fucking.
God dang it.
Well, it's better than
Well,
everyone else.
None of you
Better
can
than
find
everyone
any sign of tracks.
We are the actual.
Well-
worst.
Actually, wouldn't Luka have advantage on
guess.
searching for tracks, or is that not a thing?
That's not a
No.
thing anymore.
Fine.
Well, what we should do is we should question these goblins because they probably know
Yeah.
where the other parties are and who is with them and where they're going.
Yeah.
Let's keep the bridesmaid away from the
Yeah,
goblins,
exactly.
so-
I'm gonna drag the bridesmaid away to like kind of.
You don't need to drag her, she can stand.
Well,
You've had
yeah,
enough
but
dragging
like
for
lead her
today.
over here. Yeah, like lead her over here.
She's been through enough dragging today.
I'm gonna lead her away from the goblins so you guys can question her. And question
Oh,
them,
that's funny.
I'll like stick with her.
Okay.
Well, I guess it's time for goblin number 1.
All right then.
Okay. You wanna wake him up?
We have
Stop
tied
it.
them all up. Let's
Stop
be
it.
clear.
And
We have tied them all up.
we're gonna start like friendly with some water in the face.
Right. Yeah.
Friendly.
We're going to, like,
I
slap
don't think that's very friendly, but okay.
Slap it across the face.
them.
You know.
Oh,
I like the sound effects there.
yeah,
Top
thanks.
quality.
Okay, so I splash a little bit of water in his face from the water skin.
Okay.
I assume he wakes up.
Yes.
Okay. So, where were you heading?
Basically, like as you splash this water in his face, he sort of he's startled awake. He looks around, and this is the goblin that turned around and pointed at well, or tried to point at V when the spell went off.
Okay.
And he basically like hisses at you and sort of like starts wriggling about.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna go in there and say, okay, you tell me your base, or I smash your face.
Wow. I like it.
Ruthless.
Yep.
It's
Uh,
like,
I
get in
start
there.
out nice with splashing water.
And then I instantly go to, I'm going to kill you if you don't tell me what I want to
Look.
hear.
Intimidation is like the one thing I can do.
Basically, as you do this, he hisses and says, "Ah, no! Bite you! Bite you!" And as that happens, the other two goblins are roused from their slumber as the magic wears off.
Okay.
Because it actually only lasts for a minute.
Well,
And basically, these goblins also begin to kick and fight.
Uh-oh.
Some dice.
And basically, the one who is next to Arya manages to slip his bonds because he is very, very squiggly.
Wily.
shit.
Dexterous.
Yes. And that is
Initiative.
basically going to put you guys in initiative.
Fuck. I thought we avoided the battle.
Nope.
Yeah,
We were close.
you
Oh,
almost did.
I
Oh!
accidentally rolled twice. God damn it.
Can we take the second one?
Yeah.
Can we take the second one?
Everyone click on your
Probably
fucking
not.
token before you roll initiative. God, you
Yeah.
God damn it! I forgot.
Oh, hold on. I also need to. Yeah, I need to delete previous initiatives.
I might as well just roll it again.
Yeah. Roll it again.
Yeah.
Now.
It's fine.
Where the fuck is my
yeah.
initiative?
Oh,
I've done it again.
Dang.
Vondal with a 0 initiative.
You're caught off guard by the goblin
I'm too
suddenly
distracted making
springing
sure
up.
the bridesmaid's okay.
Mm.
At least
Oh,
everyone else did
Easy.
well.
Don't
Everyone
worry,
else did
V
great.
got you. Yeah, like V and Kelariis are just like on top of shit. Or not Kelariis,
Grim.
Grim.
Yeah. You and
Wow,
I are just
okay.
Like, oh, shit.
The goblins have an initiative of 16, but the goblin who slipped
Only
his
one of
bonds
them
is
might-
going to get a surprise round because you were not expecting him to jump up and
Fuck.
try to stab you in the face.
How is it? Oh, it's gonna jump at Arya's face.
Well, he basically he wriggles, immediately gets his bonds undone, pulls his I think it's a scimitar he's got from his
Oh
belt.
god.
Fancy.
Skimmy.
Yes, it is a scimitar. And he's going to try and cut you with it. Oh, and we can stop the happy forest music because it's fighty forest music time.
Yay!
Yay!
I love that. He's gonna try and cut you with it. Da-da-da, da-da-da-da.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh,
Jesus
boy.
Christ, that was
Wow.
loud.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very loud. I'm sorry, I'm turning it down.
So funny, I can
Felt real
barely hear it.
dramatic.
Yeah, I can barely hear it as well, to be fair. Like, it's...
Like,
I
I
can't
didn't
hear
even
it at
notice
all.
there was, like, music before.
Okay, then I'll turn it up, and then I will. If you guys go to your settings and lower the master music volume if it's too loud for you.
Otherwise, I can also just turn up my browser.
Yep.
But I can hear it now.
Alright, the goblin's going to take a swing at you. Wow, okay, that's a 19.
Oh shit.
That's a 23.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh,
So he
God.
basically just like cuts my throat.
Bye, Arya.
And
Still doing good.
he. Oh wow. Okay, yeah.
Oh,
He
God.
slashes at you for 8 damage.
Oh fuck.
Fucking goblins.
Oh, yeah.
Vicious
So
little bug.
You're completely not expecting this goblin to sort of jump up at you, and he he literally does jump, opening with a slash as he draws his weapon, which catches you completely off guard and opens up actually a pretty nasty wound across your front.
I have 3 hit
Uh,
points.
The other goblins made their attempts to escape, so they can't do that this turn. V, it's your turn.
Oh boy. I feel like I kind of want to attack the one next to me, but at the same time, I feel like I don't.
They're not free yet, so they're not technically a threat yet.
Yeah, that's the thing. So like,
Also, even if you move, Grim is right there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. By the way, the 2 goblins to the left on the left-hand side, because they are tied up, they do not get attacks of opportunity if you move away from them because.
yeah,
See,
but
their hands
that's not my problem right now. My problem is like, I feel like would V attack them even though this guy is the only one that actually attacked yet.
I would say probably not.
You do have enough movement to like move over there and move away again.
Yeah. I'm actually going to move in front of the bridesmaid, because
Okay.
1, it's away from the enemies, and 2, protects.
Yep.
And I don't actually know what I'm gonna do. I think I'll just throw a dagger, honestly.
Please don't accidentally
Oh,
hit
hang on,
me.
this music's not set to leave. Oh,
shit!
nice!
Natural 20, bitch!
I'm so good at like rolling in normal conditions, but the moment the fight starts, she's like in there.
V just gets turned
V,
to
v is
Luka.
proving that she is not just an innocent sunflower child.
Sometimes
Grim,
she can-
Grim, are you impressed?
Can you roll me some damage and then I'll be impressed?
Ooh.
Wow. Okay.
He's
yes. He
Maybe.
is.
I think.
Yeah, no, that kills him. Basically, as he jumps up and slashes Arya, and you run past basically Grim, throw your dagger as you run past Grim, and the goblin is basically so preoccupied with Arya that's in front of him. This dagger basically hits him in the throat, and basically with a gurgle, he sort of like falls to one side and starts thrashing on the ground.
Shit.
Grim, it's your turn. How do you react? The goblins are desperately trying to sort of free themselves and attack you.
I don't assume I can I deal non-lethal damage.
Yes.
But like, can I do it with my weapon? I don't think so.
What
Just
weapon have
punch
you
him.
got?
A Morning Star,
Um,
but it deals pierce damage.
you basically any attack you tell me causes non-lethal damage will cause non-lethal damage.
Like you can hit him in the arm.
Yeah, like if you tell
do
me
that.
it deals non-lethal, it deals non-lethal. However,
Okay.
if you critically fail or critically hit, it will deal regular damage.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. Well, I'll just go for it.
Fuck it.
I'm just gonna hit it and I hope he survives.
I mean, it's not a huge loss if he doesn't. So.
Yeah.
Okay, roll damage.
Oh. Oh. Wait,
Yeah, just
That's
roll.
not
Just
damage.
click, just click the Morningstar text, and in the chat.
Oh. Oh.
Click it in the
Why?
chat pane.
Oh, in the chat.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
Great.
Yeah, you clock this goblin in the side, and he goes. "Rah!"
Goblins.
The first goblin is still struggling against his bonds. The second one springs out of his bonds thanks to being hit in the arm. He sort of like he does a little wiggle, and then he's going to jump up and swing at you, Grim. Does a 15 hit you?
Nope.
So yeah, he basically draws a scimitar and just dashes it across your armor. But he is now free, and in fact, after making his attack, he is going to attempt to bolt away from you, and you will get an attack of opportunity against this.
Okay.
So make another attack.
Nope.
That is not enough to hit him.
I shouldn't have wasted all my good rolls.
Yeah.
I saved
Oh,
him
actually,
for
you
this
would.
moment.
You don't even get. You wouldn't even get an attack against that because he can take disengage as a bonus action, so he can just slip away from you.
Fucker.
No, the untying isn't a bonus action. Oh, well, it doesn't even matter. No.
No, the getting out of it was literally just an athletics check. Arya,
Digging the music.
you've taken
No.
a pretty nasty like cut to your like upper torso. Like it hurts pretty bad. But the goblin in front of you is now sort of like flailing his last
Yeah, he's dead.
as he gurgles in a pool of his own
Dying.
blood.
So I feel avenged, but I'm gonna take my longbow and shoot at this guy.
The one who's fleeing, yeah, sure.
Yeah. Longbow. Oh, it's up here, right?
I think that's enough to hit. Yes, it is.
Ooh.
Well,
Okay,
right.
Nasty.
Again.
Focusing all of your energy into this bowstring, you just pull back the bowstring completely effortlessly, and you watch this goblin retreat off into the trees, and you lead your shot a little bit, and this arrow sort of sails through the air, and basically he turns as he sort of like hears the twang of your bowstring, and it basically just like catches him through the head, and he just goes,
Yes.
Does he like freeze temporarily, then slowly tip over backwards?
no, the force of the arrow pins him pretty much to the ground.
Nice.
Even better. if it's a
Kelariis, there is a goblin trying to escape in front of you. You might want to pin him down.
I'm going to do that. What did I roll for that? Is it just
Strength?
straight strength?
Yeah, just roll me just a straight strength check. And you can have advantage because he's
Oh,
basically
jeez.
tied up.
Oh.
Well, I mean,
Yep.
he's gonna crush into
Yeah.
the ground.
You just stand on him.
Right.
Right.
Put on him.
Yeah,
happy
but
enough to-
basically he's desperately trying to undo his wrist, and he's like as he does so, he's sort of like you had him sat up, and he jumps to his feet, and you just push him from behind. He goes flat on the ground, and then you just kneel on his back, effectively
Stay down.
trapping his hands and pinning him, and he's like, get off.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Wow.
Good.
You guys are now out of initiative.
Meanwhile, I'm
Hooray.
just like bleeding
I'm just gonna go. I'm just
profusely.
gonna go. Get over here, elf, and I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds.
Okay.
Well, is Arya coming over to Vondal or Vondal?
Yeah, or are you just gonna be like, it's nothing?
Yeah, you're gonna be like, it's nothing. I'm fine.
I will
bleed.
accept the healing of a filthy dwarf.
I'm a
Oh,
it's
proud.
not too good.
Oh. So
It's
you're
not that
letting him
good, but
through.
hey.
You rolled a 1.
Oh yeah, I did. Oh well. It could be worse.
So do I just heal for 3 hit
Yeah,
points?
you heal for 3.
Also, I need to quickly run and get dinner.
Okay. Yeah, actually, that's a good point for us to pause because that's nearly another hour and a half.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Before I wait, I'm gonna pick up my dagger because
Yeah.
I just like pick it up like from the goblin.
Yeah, there's like a weak little spurt as you pull it out.
Oh.
I am completely unfazed.
Jeez.
Are you sure? I'm pretty sure your character would be like,
Healing machine.
sorry.
Yeah, no. I joke.
Stone Cold Killer V over here.
No,
God.
it's not true. I'm slightly grossed out by the goblins.
Oh man.
You're
Like,
simply unaware of
you've
the
been attacked by things before and forced to defend yourself, but it's still not a pleasant experience.
Okay, I'm probably gonna go eat something as well.
Yeah. Let's take a
Right,
look.
hello.
Yeah, cool.